everyone. This is Chi. I'm back again. This is my third video. And I'm just excited to be back to share more with you. Yesterday was eye-opening, to say the least. I mean, I've always been kind of shy and self-conscious of my appearance, so nobody likes to kind of watch themselves on camera and listen to their voice. So I actually had fun letting go and learning to accept and love myself and feel worthy to, be in front of a camera and express myself in the most honest and sincere way, in a heartfelt way that it's not really holding back. It's just expressing the real me. So this has been very therapeutic for me. And even if I only have one subscriber, and by the way, I have one subscriber, yay! And whoever you are, thank you for believing in me, and thank you for allowing me to connect with you. So this blog will be just me bearing my soul, expressing myself, sharing my healing journey. I am, my name is Chi, and in Chinese it means energy. It's kind of a coincidence. I'm Vietnamese, I'm not Chinese, but it's kind of like a coincidence that I am so energy sensitive, so it must be by design. But I am an energy healer because what we experience energetically and heal energetically within ourselves, we can help others heal in them and activate within them those same vibrations. And I'm also an intuitive and a star seed, and I've written about the Starseed Collective in my blog, but basically as Starseeds, if you Google it or search it on YouTube, we're just really out there, outspoken, spiritually minded, awakened beings who are wholly integrated in society in all walks of life, sharing our spiritual gifts of heart-centered, heart-centered approaches to life. How I share is mostly just by example, and how I connect to others and interact with others. I try to come from a heart-centered place. I try not to be a doormat, but I try to approach every situation with new eyes of compassion. I'm not quick to let the ego jump in there and try to put up defenses and make choices that are kind of like more, what's in it for me, more in alignment with my ego. I try to hold back and make a choice that is for the good of the all. I mean, that's the way I am now, okay? Before my spiritual awakening in 2012, I was completely asleep in the matrix, like probably 99% of everyone else out there. And I was making choices that was very, looking after myself, my immediate family, and not really considering, the effect on the whole. So, anyways, I'm a healer. I myself am healing from breast cancer. That's also in my blog. And recently, I'm healing from lymphedema. These two are kind of related conditions. The breast cancer, spread to my lymph nodes, and my lymph nodes swelled up, which blocked my lymphatic drainage system, which caused my arm to swell up because the lymph fluids were kind of backing up into my arm and wasn't flowing through the armpit because it was blocked by swollen lymph nodes. So, so I'm healing naturally, holistically, and this is the 6th day of my fast, and I really feel great. I have never really fasted this long before. Most of my fasts have ended right around 3 or 4 days, but and the first few days are very difficult. But this time, since I've been detoxing for a long time and have been doing juicing and just eating really well, my body was to a point where it could handle longer fasts because it's used to, you know, managing without all that extra food. So this is the 6th day, and I have to tell you, it's amazing. I'm clear, I am calm, I am well. I just feel really, really well. You can see my swollen arm here on the left, you know. The armpit is still swollen. The arm is still swollen. It's improved quite a bit. The arm is still swollen. The armpit is still kind of swollen, and this red skin kind of there reacting to kind of like the backed up lymph fluid. But it's less, and it's more, I guess, tolerable. It's less painful, you know, than it was before my fast. And so I'm going to keep it up. You know, I intuitively feel that as long as I feel great and my body is responding, and my inflammation, swelling is going down, I'm going to keep doing this fast, you know, and I'll keep you updated because, you know, hey, if it works for me, it might work for someone else out there. Not that I am putting it out there that anyone has to do anything that I'm doing, okay? Because I'm not a specialist or a medical doctor. I'm just sharing my own journey, and I make my own choices from my own intuitive guidance, which is for me. We each have to connect to our own intuitive guidance, our own divine essence, to make the choices that are in alignment for our own growth and our own well-being. Okay? So let me take a couple more breaths. What else am I inspired to share with you? If anyone out there is going through a crisis, whether it be a chronic illness, diagnosis, terminal, a loss of a loved one, or some kind of crisis, whatever is important to you is important to you. And if you lose that, you know, it could be quite a setback and quite shocking for the ego human self, which is the self that we are all identified with. And that is by design. Okay, so you don't need to go around trying to feel like, oh, I shouldn't be my ego, or I should know better, I should do better, or be better. No, you, as you are right now, are perfectly fine. Okay? Yes, you can get the mind going with a ton of information, pros and cons about how you're not fine, but if you just still your mind, take a deep breath with me. You sense that stillness that comes on when you take the deep breaths? I do. All of a sudden, that angst, that ego nervousness calms down, and everything is in alignment. Everything is now, and everything is well. All is well. So that's the transmission that I would like to send to those who are in crisis now, is to take a breath with me. All is well. And from this place, this feeling of well-being, you can start directing your next life experience and pull yourself out of this crisis, because that's really what it's there to do, is to allow you the opportunity to connect to your source of all is well. Let's do it again. The breath. The breath is your source of life and well-being. No matter where you are in your journey, whether you're still in the thick of the 3D matrix and trying to figure everything out on your own without that connection to your divine essence, which is part of the design, and you need to do that, we all need to do that, to collect all of the experiences that enrich our souls. So whether you're still there, enjoying yourselves, or struggling, that's where you need to be. Or you can be more kind of like where I am, which is, okay, I'm done struggling, I'm done with the conventional follow the masses sort of mentality. I want to go deeper and have a more authentic life experience that is more creative and more fulfilling. Okay, so that's where I am. Okay, and so on either side of the spectrum, wherever you are is where you need to be. And the resistance to where you are and your current circumstances is what causes the internal conflict within and brings about inner discord, or what I call dis-ease. Okay, and that creates static within your system that can block your clarity, and so the heart cannot communicate with the mind and have everything in alignment, and so your energy is in full force. So resolving or elevating into a manageable level the crisis, the frantic reaching, right? The desperation, okay? To be anywhere but here, okay? So bring it all back, down into the heart center, and take your deep breaths. Keep doing that. Until you're back to the present moment. or you can be with yourself. And then you realize, it's like, I'm the ego. I don't need to figure it all out. I just need to breathe, allow what is to present, and then from the heart, choose in the present moment a more desirable experience. And that's how we co-create with the universe, moment to moment. And that's how we heal from crisis, from unwanted experiences. And I hope this energy transmission helps open you up a little bit, maybe soften you, calm you down. Just to know that you don't have to feel alone and disconnected. You don't have to feel like things are coming down hard on you. You're being punished for something you don't remember. You don't have to feel that way. Just let it go and connect through the breath into the heart, and trust that the universe is good, is benevolent, and is only reflecting to you what you are in the present moment, not as a punishment, but just as a nudge, just to say, hey, here I am. Look, see, then respond and tell me what you want in the next moment. That is really how creation works from my perspective, from what I have observed personally in my life, that all is really you interacting with the greater you. That this physical reality is really not physical. It's all happening within your consciousness. And all the drama and trauma, pain and suffering is all happening within your consciousness as an outpicturing of your current level of consciousness, so that you can connect, engage, co-create, improve, create the life you desire. It's all a play of lights, and it's all for you, and it's all for love. All of it. So, love is not the love that humans define. Unconditional love is bliss, it's everything. It's all that you have ever been and all that you will ever be. So just embrace the journey, all of it. All of it. The mistakes, the pain, the suffering, the unconscious behaviors, other people who annoy you. Just embrace all of it, because maybe I'm sharing with you a higher truth. And you have to discern for yourself which path serves you better. The path of status quo, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, repeating. It's like Groundhog Day for most people, right? They're just in the grind, on the hamster wheel. You can stay on that path if you're enjoying yourself, or if, like most of us, myself included, a crisis jars you out of your dream, and you start asking the big questions, like, what is this all about? Right? Why am I here? Who am I? What am I? Am I ready to stop trying to be something that I'm not? Do I really want the truth? So, whether you're here in your journey, in the matrix, working it out, having fun, or suffering, or whether you're here where I am, connecting, integrating, purging, removing the limitations, expanding, you're perfect where you are, right? And there's really nothing to fear. And it's sometimes, for me, when fear comes up, I just get excited. I just know it's an opportunity, right? So everything that disturbs you out of your status quo is an opportunity to wake up to a newer you, a bigger you, a more expansive you, a more powerful you, a more authentic you. And it's wonderful living that way. And you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Other people are on their own journeys. The best thing you can do for them is honor them, honor their choices, and let them be, so that you can collect back all of your projections and your judgments on them. Just collect it all back. And then process it into your heart through your breath. And then just tell yourself, you know what? I'm so sorry I spent all my time projecting blame and judgment on other people when I could have taken all that valuable energy and used it to nurture myself, to provide for myself, to love myself. And I'll say that again. Self-love. To give myself the love that I have been searching for all my life. See, so you're the solution to all of your problems. You just need to stop projecting outwards and then look within. And that's where the journey really begins, when you go within to the real source. And it can get pretty wild and esoteric from there. And I don't think I have time in this video to go too deep. And honestly, I'm intuiting that the messages I want, not I, but my soul wants to share with you as a greater part of my own soul, because we are all of one human soul. I guess the messages I want to share is one of self-love, and that is universal. And we don't need to get nitty-gritty into esoterics to intuit that self-love makes a lot of sense. And it's something that very rarely people talk about. And have you wondered, based on the fact that if you do the same things over and over again and expect different results, that's insanity. So if you're going to practice self-love, which is intuitively sound, right? It makes sense. If we practice self-love and no one in the past not our parents or teachers in school or governments. No one really pushed that as the end all be all of solutions to our problems, right? Maybe it's worthwhile to give it a try now as we are going through our crisis, right? And maybe it will help us experience less trauma and release all the negativity, and even not even attract new negativity into our fields, right? So no matter what you believe, you've got to admit loving yourself is a whole lot better than bashing yourself. So just try it with me, using the breath, focusing on the heart, okay? And calming the mind. And allowing whatever comes up to be. So that's my healing thoughts for today. And if I'm inspired, I might make another video later. But until then,